You're the only guy I know who's actually really charming about flatlining 3 times in your life.
Well, I mean, the fact that when you have a chance to sort of laugh about it, it's better to laugh about it than anything else.
The doctors called it clinical death. Heart stopped and body went cold. But in those 8 minutes, the world almost lost the greatest rock and roll survivor of all time. They crowned him a guitar god, but before the prayers came the pain. Before anthems that defined rock and roll came the silence of a flatlining heart. This is Slash, the boy who traded London's grey streets for Sunset Strip chaos and almost lost it all to the very dream he chased. Today, you'll uncover the man behind the top hat, the addict who clawed back from death, and the $100 million rebel who still wears the same ripped jeans. But how does a half-black, half-Jewish art kid from Stoke-on-Trent become the soul of rock? To understand that, we need to explore Slash's early years. Early life and background. Before the top hat and the screaming solos, he was just Saul Hudson, a mixed-race art kid caught between worlds. Born in London's Hampstead in July 23, 1965, to a black American costume designer, Ola Hudson, and a British art director, Anthony Hudson, his childhood was a tapestry of contradictions. Picture this: mornings in gray, working-class Stoke-on-Trent, afternoons sketching demons, while his grandparents played Motown records. But at age 6, everything changed. His mother whisked him off to Los Angeles, a city of neon dreams and shattered promises. Young Saul didn't fit in. At Beverly Hills High, his shaggy hair and torn jeans made him a target. Kids threw food, teachers wrote him off. So he escaped into 2 obsessions: BMX racing and silence. Until one day, at 14, he ditched class to impress a girl. They smoked pot, and she put on Aerosmith's Rocks. And right there, sound sting, Saul's world detonated. He forgot the girl, rode home in a daze, and grabbed his grandmother's old flamenco guitar, one string hanging loose. For 12 hours a day, he shredded until his fingers bled, transforming rage into riffs. By 16, he'd quit school, formed his first band, Titus Sloan, and got booed off stage. But in the chaos of Los Angeles' club scene, he found 2 kindred spirits: a drummer named Steven Adler and a street poet named Axl Rose. Which raises the question, what shapes a rebel? For Slash, it wasn't just the guitar, it was the people who believed in him when no one else did. When the world calls you an outsider, sometimes you find your tribe in the unlikeliest places. But how? Let's understand. Family and relationships. Behind the smoke and chaos, family was Slash's secret chord. His mother Ola, fiery, creative, designing stage outfits for Bowie, taught him rebellion has beauty. His father Anthony, a surrealist artist, gifted him an outsider's eye. But when they divorced, sound of breaking glass, 11-year-old Saul felt shattered. He'd ride his BMX 20 miles to his grandmother's house, just to hear her say, "Play me the blues, baby." That old flamenco guitar, her gift. She saved him until heroin nearly took him. Love was just as turbulent. At 26, he married model Renee Saran, but addiction drowned the vows in 1997. Then came Perla in 2001, 18 fiery years, 2 sons, London and cash, and a Malibu mansion full of snakes and Marshall stacks. But sobriety couldn't glue the cracks. Yet in 2010, backstage at a festival, he met photographer Megan Hodges. No fireworks, just calm. Today, their rocks unlikely anchors, rescuing 300-plus shelter dogs, jamming with their kids in a home studio, while his mother's Bowie sketches hang on the wall. When Ola died in 2009, Slash tattooed her name over his heart, because every scream in his guitar, that's a boy still playing for his mom. But family wasn't his only salvation. On Sunset Strip, a new brotherhood was forming, one that would ignite rock and roll's last great revolution. Career breakthrough and iconic moments. Sunset Strip, 1985. 5 Outcasts, Axl's Scream, Izzy's swagger, Duff's bass lines, Steven's chaos, and Slash's molten guitar, welded together in a filthy rehearsal room. They called themselves Guns N' Roses. For 2 years, they starved, played for beer money, slept on floors, until Geffen Records gambled $750,000 on their debut, Appetite for Destruction. Critics called it career suicide. Then, it sold 30 million copies. The biggest debut album in history. Overnight, Slash's solos became scripture. That rain-soaked rock in Rio 91 solo, Q5-second riff, 250,000 Brazilians screaming every note. but chaos followed. Steven Adler fired, Axl's tantrums, and in 2001, mid-heroin haze, Slash's heart stopped, flatlined for 8 minutes. Doctors revived him, but GNR died that year. He walked away, only to rise again with supergroup Velvet Revolver, winning a Grammy for Slither. Then, The Impossible, 2016, Coachella. The original GNR reunited, Slash's top hat emerging from smoke. As 500,000 phones lit the desert, proof legends never fade. From dumpster diving to headlining for $3 million per night. But what price tag can you put on a legacy? Share your thoughts below. So let's talk about that legacy, which has led to a $100 million empire, but not just guitar picks. Net worth and incomes. From near zero to $100 million, Slash's wealth is a testament to survival. But let's break down how a guitar rebel built this empire. Touring is his golden goose. The Guns N' Roses reunion grossed $584 million, the highest grossing tour ever. Then there's the gear. His signature Gibson Les Pauls sell for $3,000 apiece, with over 500,000 flown off shelves. And don't forget royalties. Every time Sweet Child O' Mine streams or plays in a bar, Slash earns another dollar. That's $1.2 billion streams and counting. But here's the twist. He almost lost it all. That $100 million net worth? It's a Phoenix story. Because in 2001, flatlined from an overdose, Slash was hemorrhaging cash. He'd pawned guitars for drugs, blown royalties on nothing but chaos, and faced bankruptcy. His accountant warned, "One more year and you're homeless." Then came the turnaround, sobriety in 2006. He fired toxic managers, hired forensic accountants to track unpaid royalties, and made career-defining deals, like owning 15% equity in every Slash edition Gibson, $20 million plus profit, or licensing his top hat for Guitar Hero, $3 million up front. Even smarter, buying back his master recordings, now earning $8 million per year while he sleeps. Today, his income's bulletproof. $3 million per show from GNR's ongoing Vegas residency, $500,000 per year from his whiskey brand, $1.4 million for a single NFT drop, animated top hats. And you must be wondering, how does a man who calls luxury background noise actually spend $100 million? Let's understand how his idea of casual includes private zoos and vintage cars that cost more than your house. Luxury lifestyle and interests. For a $100 million rock god, luxury isn't gold chains or private jets. It's freedom. Freedom to wear the same Converse since '87 or drop $500,000 on a '59 Gibson Reaper Les Paul. His Beverly Hills mansion, more reptile sanctuary than Rockstar Pad, home to 47 snakes, including a 14-foot albino python named Marshall. When he's not touring, you'll find him in his garage-turned guitar vault, polishing axes worth more than your house, or blending bourbon for his whiskey brand, aged in sustainable barrels, donating profits to animal rescues. Oh, and he owns 200-plus vintage guitars, but still plays his grandma's flamenco. But his quirks? Even weirder. He collects first-edition horror comics, writes film scores, and wears flannel shirts to $10,000 per plate galas. For Slash, luxury isn't status, it's staying Saul. Yet nothing reveals his soul more than where he lives. Real estate properties. For a man who thrives on chaos, Slash's homes are sanctuaries of controlled rebellion. His Beverly Hills fortress? A $18 million, 8,500 square foot homage to Gothic romance, complete with a moat, drawbridge, and 47 snakes roaming a climate-controlled habitat. But peer closer, solar panels now crown the turrets, and reclaimed oak floors run through its halls. Subtle nods to 2025's luxury shift towards sustainability without sacrificing drama. But that's just the beginning. Back in 2009, Slash purchased a luxury estate in the Mulholland Estates gated community for $7.3 million. This 11,000 square foot mega mansion came with a 2-story library, professional-grade home theater, custom nightclub area, and even a private soundproof music studio. That home wasn't just a luxury, it was loud, bold, and unapologetically Slash. He's also invested in multiple properties in Los Angeles and Hollywood Hills, rumored to own private apartments and condos, valued between $2 million to $5 million, ideal for quick city escapes or creative retreats. Slash's homes aren't just real estate, they're reflections of a man who turned chaos into culture. But how does a guitar god move between these kingdoms? Let's just say his commute involves 500 horsepower and vintage leather, vehicles and toys. While rivals bought Lamborghinis, Slash bet on raw American muscle. His garage? A $4 million shrine to gasoline gods. The 67 Pontiac GTO from November Rain. A DeLorean DMC, 12 Back to the Future replica, and that 63 Corvette Stingray, hand-restored to outrun his demons. But here's the twist. He also owns a stealthy BMW i7 electric sedan. Why? For when the snakes need AC, he jokes. Yet his true obsession? Miniature rebels. He collects vintage Hot Wheels like sacred relics, especially the Eat My Dust series from 1975. In 2022, he even co-designed a Skull-Fender Stratocaster Hot Wheels car, auctioning prototypes for $20,000 each to fund music schools. For Slash, toys aren't nostalgia, they're unfinished solos. From garage kingdoms to miniature revolutions. What's next for the $100 million guitar god in 2025? Let's understand. Current life and projects. At 60, Slash isn't slowing down, he's shifting gears. By day, he's in his solar-powered Utah studio, recording a raw blues album with legends like Billy Gibbons. By night, commanding $3 million per show in Vegas, where GNR's residency broke revenue records. But his real joy? Teaching 23-year-old London guitar licks on that same flamenco guitar his grandma gave him. Offstage, Slash is quietly making a difference. He's partnered with the International Fund for Animal Welfare to raise awareness about the illegal ivory trade. He also supports music education for kids, helping raise funds for programs in schools. As he says with a smile, kids deserve riffs, not student loans. Even his 2025 tour buses run on biodiesel, proving he cares about the planet too. From flatlining in 2001 to fueling futures in 2025, Slash proves rebellion isn't just destruction. It's building something that lasts. After this wild journey, from overdose survivor to $100 million rock legend, we want your take. Is Slash truly living the dream in 2025, cherishing family, sobriety, and giving back? Or is he still running from Guns N' Roses' ghosts, the weight of fame, or his own past demons? Drop your answer below. Type living the dream or running from it. Best reply gets shout out in our next video. Want more legendary stories? Dive into the explosive world of Slash's other half, the man who started it all. Discover Axl Rose's $150 million secret life, his hidden Hawaiian compound, private volcano shrine, and why he vanished for 12 years. Trust us, you've never seen luxury like this. We'll see you there again.